I think
Alright.
my
Potato machine.
family just started streaming Netflix, which is why.
Alright. Makes sense. Well, we're getting pretty close to done for the session anyway. I think just figuring out where you guys want to go and maybe figuring out what might happen along the way is
I
what's
mean,
left.
we did. What is our cruise speed? I mean, we did move like 300 kilometers northwards.
Yep.
Northwestwards?
I thought... No, I didn't move you yet, did I?
No.
There you go. Alright, so you guys are around here. Do you wish to continue?
Actually, since I'm. Do I have enough free time to go over the information we have on what has been sent to this planet again and try and figure out how all these extra missiles and shit might have been smuggled in here or the equipment to make them? See if there's anything
You
that is.
absolutely can. Make me 3 logic rolls. You get to determine the difficulty.
So I have a plus 30 on logic from implants, and I have crap intelligence, so I just want to treat these as, normal 0 rolls.
Alright. Okay. Yep, give me 2 more.
And that one is not within my bonus.
Okay. And you're not going to spend a fate point or anything
Actually,
on it?
no, it is within my bonus because I have a natural int. So
That's right, you do.
You know what? This could be useful, so I'll spend to turn that one into success.
Alright, so with unnatural int, all of this combined... Aha! I think I can actually explain a little bit here then. Because you did very good on your total logic then, including the natural int giving you an extra success on each. 1 extra there. Extra in total. Alright, so piecing some stuff together in your free time while, the tech priest is busy making all the shit and fixing all the people. You just spend time thinking about what on earth could be going on, why there's all this stuff, and it occurs to you that there actually shouldn't even be almost any servitors on this world, let alone how many you've been seeing going around. The equipment shouldn't even be here to do anything with it from anything you've heard about this planet.
Yes.
You can check with Jeff, and he will definitely verify that the Mechanicus has basically been told to stay more or less away from the planet, except for a couple of excursions every 20 or so years, where they send somebody to make sure nothing's happening. Doing that, and then thinking about what that place looked like. What forbidden lores do you got?
Warp, cults, heresy, and demonology.
Demonology doesn't help. Cults kind of does. Warp helps the most in this case, actually. Okay, so you're pretty sure that the teleportarium that you saw couldn't have been made particularly recently. It would have taken quite a bit of time to try and get something like that set up. And although a lot of the stuff looked fairly new in some ways, some of this stuff also was pretty old. This may have been some form of hideout for something. And somehow it's probably manufacturing a lot of equipment.
So what I'm getting here is one of those Mechanicus excursions managed to find a facility and someone came back and decided to go, yeah, no, this is mine now.
Could be. Your logic was really good, but you didn't really take an additional hit, so that's the general thing you can figure out from the current clues.
Yeah, no, the servitors... But essentially I find confirmation then in the briefings we have been given that there definitely shouldn't be servitors here, instead of just assuming
There should not be servitors here. Maybe a couple, but definitely not anywhere near as many of you as you've been seeing.
And there isn't...
There shouldn't be more than maybe like 20 around this world, if that.
And there isn't any sign of them being... There isn't anything in the briefings we've been given that would account for any way they could have been smuggled in. I essentially almost certainly know they're being produced here.
This world is really cut off from a lot of the other ones. The only ships that come here are for the Tithe. The Imperia, the military sends some ships every once in a while for training exercises. And the Mechanicus sends a ship to make sure nothing is advancing too far every 20 or so years.
Do I have a record of what the last Mechanicus ship that came here is? Do I...
Yes, it was apparently 5 years ago.
When was the last tithe before this?
Oh, the last tithe was about... well, the tithe is supposed to be about yearly. But as far as the last successful tithe, that was about 3 years ago now.
So it was slowly falling and then it just stopped 3 years ago?
Yep.
Huh.
Do you want to talk this stuff with Jeff, so he could also contribute with the logic roll?
You're really busy while he's figuring all this out at the time. You can only maybe give him a pointer or two at best.
Yeah, no, I just come at you with a few weird questions while you're working.
Yeah, if I do a logic roll anyway, that I can just help him a little bit.
It'll be really tough. You're basically just doing it really fast. You can try at a -30, I guess, if you really want.
Once we start traveling, I think I'm gonna lay out to them essentially what I figured out, and
don't worry.
And
that'll be a lot better than trying to do it at the time.
And you know, essentially, my idea is that the rogue tech priest found a facility and did not manage to resist the temptation like Jeff did. And just, you know, jumped the tech priest's ship that came here last and started building an army at that point. And 2 years later, the tide stopped, so at that point apparently he had enough to start really fucking with things.
So you just say this to the rest of the people and just give your general thing. Jeff, go ahead and make me a Mechanicus check.
And as far as I'm concerned, the next point in the investigation is to see if anyone jumped ship when that ship came by.
You can do both Forbidden Lore and Machine Cult. I'm just going to give you a general +20 for having both, but do it as one roll. So Machine Cult or Forbidden Lore, kind of related.
I will roll that.
Okay.
I assume that the scene where I spent for that logic thing is over, so I'm gonna roll
Yes.
grace.
You can try.
Oh, I get that back. The Emperor approves. Apparently, I'm supposed to use my brain as well.
All right. So, Jeff, the Adeptus Mechanicus wasn't supposed to send another ship until next year.
But this is in the Inquisition's records, right? That the ship was here.
Yes, there was a Mechanicus ship here. In fact, it passed all of the checks to get through. It was
I have a
supposed to
nasty
be the regular
suspicion.
check.
Is Solomon's name, by any chance, on that report about the ship? Is his authorization on...
Nope, it's now Solomon.
Okay, thank fucking God, Solomon isn't collaborating with this cunt.
Some tech priest discovered the place and decided to come back later and just take it all to himself.
Well, that's what I figured happened. They either came back later or they... We need to find out if anyone was left on the planet when that ship left. See if there are any records of it when we get back into orbit.
Yep, it was recorded as leaving. So
No, the ship left, but that doesn't mean every passenger left with it.
it said everyone was still on board.
Inquisition records. That doesn't mean there aren't other records we could access with some effort.
True.
Besides, we can have our send this to our superiors and have them start checking from the other end. Since, you know, this is an important planet, they could at least put another team of acolytes into investigating the records.
Yep. All right. I think that's enough hints for now. Do you guys wish to continue forward?
Yeah, we still need to get into orbit.
So we're continuing north?
Yeah.
Yep.
So just remind me, what's exactly north?
Less anti-air cover.
Fair enough.
Okay. Now, which is better, high or low?
It can't roll high every time, right?
Let's just do low. We always do low.
We don't always do low. We should get to pick. It adds to the drama when it goes wrong.
You get to pick.
Low is good.
Low is good? Okay, so when you guys start traveling across into the marshy area right here, your
survival. Surely we can check to make sure we're not gonna sink the tank.
You're not going to sink the tank. It has plenty of mods for that kind of shit. So you're just going through it, and along the way through, you actually come across what appears to be a battlefield. It's full of dead dead people. There's bodies everywhere, a couple of servitors, a lot of vehicles. You have an opportunity to scavenge if you wish.
My question is, if this was a battlefield, and since I kind of was here and interacting, do I recognize sort of any of the locals, like just like their clothing or anything?
It looks like there was a couple of men from the, not your particular battalion, but one of the ones that was also traveling with, the rest of the army. One of the other battalions. You recognize the insignia. But besides that, it looks like mostly people that were, from this planet. They have the more tribal markings, a lot of weapons and such everywhere.
So does it look like the tribal people were fighting the battalion, or were they fighting a common enemy? Like, were they allied?
Wish to try and investigate around?
I mean, are we going to do it? I'm also seeing if the others are going to help search around or something.
It's up to you guys what you want to do with it.
First of all, everyone search for life signs. We need to sweep for survivors before we start digging around in the stuff. We don't want to get shot.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Auspic's on.
Beep boop. The dishes come out of the sides of my head.
He's a toaster. Kill him.
But the Cylons are innocent!
So yeah, does anyone have like search or such?
I have
Yes, sir.
dot in search, a tick.
Yep. So anyone that's trying to figure things out or anything like that, search would be better. Those are just trying to find. Yeah, those are just finding people alive. You can go ahead and make awareness.
Okay.
Think I
The Auspix
have
gave a plus
search.
20, right, modifier?
Yes.
That's my search roll.
Oh,
Or
yeah, that's
did
my
I-
search roll.
No, I don't. I think I switched away from it in the advances. And just forgot to remove it from here. So mine would be an awareness. I'm just making sure we're not gonna get ambushed. I'll just yell out
It's for checking for people alive too. Search is for figuring stuff out here.
Okay, so any penalty on awareness rolls?
No, not really. Jeff can help you set it up to look for life signs, and I think you already had it so that you knew how. So
Yeah. Should be correct if eyesight helps. If it doesn't, it should
yep,
be.
it does. You're good. Okay, so yours was search, Jack. Demi,
Yes.
you were awareness.
Search. No, I
You
was
were
search.
You were search as well. Jeff, you were
Awareness.
awareness. And Chris, you were awareness as well.
Yeah.
So Jeff, no one's alive around here. It's just a bunch of machines. It's a wonderful place. Chris, you actually managed to locate what appears to be like a very, very quickly done foxhole that has been somewhat, covered up. When you look in, it appears that there's actually several unconscious people in there.
Well, I wouldn't look in before calling out, I'm a servant of the Emperor, don't shoot me.
Well, in that case, you are greeted with a bunch of las rifles pointing at you. And slowly being put back down.
Anyone hurt in here? We have a medic.
Yeah, we could really use some help down here.
We also have a psyker if it's an emergency. He hasn't done anything freaky yet. So I think he's stable-ish.
Oh, that could be useful.
Magnus!
Probably. What's a psyker? I don't know.
They have
Jeff-
psychers on the battlefields.
They do. Usually.
They're pretty rare, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they tend to be.
Jeff would just approach them, carrying the med kit.
When they see Jeff, everybody immediately gets their las rifles and points it at him.
He's a tame one. He's under my control, guys. Jeff, just stay there. I don't think they trust you.
Why wouldn't someone trust the tech priests? Well, actually...
Maybe because
that's a good
servitors are killing everyone on this planet, Jeff.
point. It happens. People are...
Jeff,
normal humans are
Go
killing each
away
other.
and call Magnus!
The people in the foxhole, seeing as it's the foxhole, it's probably the people from the battalion, right? Still alive.
So,
Where's these
anyone
then?
near the foxhole can go ahead and make me an awareness test. It's smell, particularly, just so you know.
Okay. Auspic's still on, God bless.
I don't think I'm near the foxhole. I don't.
A 93 on perception again? What the fuck's the chance?
5 degrees.
But I guess they can roll it.
You're not. If you're not close, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yep. Don't worry. Those two missed it completely. Oh wait, you got really good, didn't you, Chris?
Yeah.
Chris, this probably wasn't originally a foxhole. And you probably should move away before you puke. It appears they jumped into the latrine hole and made it a bit bigger when things were going down.
Uh-huh. I seal the helmet and activate the rebreather. Just purge the air. I'm just sealing the void suit.
Yeah, apparently that's not mud that's on them. Although that might be involved too.
Aw.
Now, sounding slightly mechanical now. Now, guys, this is a strange question, and I think the Psyker is coming, so you can get fixed in a second, but just a completely unrelated question. Where are all the storm bolters?
They give you a shrug? Around?
Guys, look for storm bolters while you're at it.
We've kind of been down here for the last couple days.
Aw.
I hate to ask this, but what have you been eating and drinking?
Don't ask about the drinks. It hasn't been good. On the other hand, we had enough rations that we actually are all right on that front in a lot of ways. We're starting to run low, though. We were worried. We were going to get up to the top and try and search around. Hopefully, not
Okay.
get killed.
Now, and this is an important question, are you loyal servants of the Emperor?
Of course.
Suspicious side-eye? Okay then, friend, come on out!
They start trying to climb out. It takes a while. It's very soft soil they're trying to get up on.
I can use the manacles to give me like a meter extra reach and help pull them out.
Yep, that'll help. In total, it appears there was about 6 people down that thing.
Are they wearing guardsman uniform?
Yeah, are they guardsmen or locals?
Yep, it would be hard to tell which, considering how muddy they are, and both wear the Imperial Guard uniform.
I questioned them on the base. I tried to essentially create Imperial Creed religion, right?
Yep.
I tried to trap them with misleading questions about common knowledge, see if they actually know the basics, or if they're from here.
It becomes pretty obvious that although they know a couple things, they don't really have an idea on most of it.
As in to the extent that they're not actual indoctrinated guardsmen.
Yeah. These are probably tribals, if you want to call them that.
I'm just gonna seal the helmet and microbeat everyone that these are locals, and could anyone just be in sight and have guns close at hand? Because I'm gonna confront them with this.
I'll be there with do I want to use? Let's have the storm bolter out.
Don't need to have it out. You have quick draw, don't you?
Fair enough, but didn't you say you want to kind of look menacing with
I
us
don't
with the
want to
guns
look
out?
menacing. I just want to make sure they don't shoot me while I'm alone with them.
Okay.
I mean, lasguns aren't gonna do much against me, but I'd still rather not get shot.
Fair enough.
uh,
So once like two other proper people are within line of sight of them, I'm just gonna unseal my helmet so, they can hear my voice again, and I'm just gonna say, the Emperor has 9 angels on his side, not 10. Why did you feel like you need to lie to me?
well, look, we don't really generally attend the, ceremonies and stuff. Oh, you really helped us out, cleric. But that
Listen,
stuff's
I'm
never
not as
been
rabid
big on
as
our
some
thing.
of the others, but seriously, what the fuck, guys?
Look, we don't know what we don't know. Okay, sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna need at least 3 Stormbolters of good quality if you can help me find them. Because mine could use some improvements and the Tech Priest needs parts. Just help us scavenge and look for anything useful. We'll see if any of the tanks are working, we'll try to get you on your way. We'll figure something out.
Okay, we'll try and help, especially with you coming over. But quick question: do you have anything we can drink?
I expect our tank has like a water purification system of some kind, since it's so souped
Yep,
up.
it totally does. It actually originally was supposed to make some coffee, but I don't think anyone there drinks it, so you've mostly just been using it to purify water.
I think we disabled the coffee option if the Psyker started using the coffee, just in case. Just to be safe. Or put a password on it. Just strictly dose him 1 cup in the morning, 1 in the evening. That's all you get. I'm paranoid and I do not trust him with anything the slightest bit addictive. The alcohol is under lock and key. As are the combat drugs.
I'm gonna have to make him try and get stuff now. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we essentially take half an hour to try and clean them a bit, give them some water, essentially put them in order while I ask them what the fuck happened here and what is it with the Walking Dead trying to kill everyone.
So, you're actually going to hear something fairly interesting while talking to them. Apparently, and it doesn't take much to get them to talk, they kind of went through some really harrowing recently that they didn't expect. So, for the last, 5 or so years, the peace movement has been gaining a lot more ground than it used to.
Shakehead, you can never trust a fucking pacifist.
For some reason, they were able to get their hands on a lot better equipment than before, and while they didn't usually use it in like battle or anything, it was really helping them defend their territory. But then a couple years ago, 3 or so, there was something suddenly happened, and Port Suffering ended up being destroyed. Just almost overnight.
Yes.
After that, these servitors started coming around. They actually generally left a lot of the tribes alone. They didn't seem to do much with them. But the remaining battalions that were here from the Imperium started disappearing.
It was the
And-
fucking hippies after all. just like we originally suspected.
Yeah, the peaceful tribe is still around. It's actually off towards the south, though. They managed to gain quite a bit of territory. Apparently, this war tribe, as they call themselves, located some leftover battalion soldiers. And we're just, currently in the middle of, well, kind of interrogating them to try and figure out what was going down. Well, servitors decided to attack them. Started killing everyone to a man. This was the first time any of the tribals had actually ever heard of the servitors attacking one of the war tribes.
I just want to ask the tribesmen: Did anybody from the battalion that they encountered, do they know if anybody of them survived?
You want to look around?
I mean, sure, but I'm just asking them. But okay.
I'll
do it later.
These are the ones that jumped into the latrine when everyone else was dying. They don't know.
Which of the tanks had storm bolters on them, though? Let's get back to the important questions.
You actually managed to find quite a few storm bolters. A lot of them are really banged up, and some of them are melted and, blown to pieces quite a bit. But there's easily a good 60 or so storm bolters around this battlefield just by a cursory search.
I just need 3 of good quality or decent, common quality or better, so Bacon can fuse them together to make mine betterer.
Yeah, like 3/4 of those are at poor quality. There's only a small fraction of that. There's maybe like 6 good common quality, and you can find like 1 good quality.
Actually,
Can we find bolter pistols?
Not really. You don't really find many of those anywhere.
Oh, I meant bolter pistols.
so these are actually storm bolters, or are they normal bolt guns? Just to make sure.
They were storm bolters. Most of these were from the vehicles and stuff. So there was actually quite a few vehicles around. Storm
Okay,
bolter
so
attachments.
we're essentially just quickly gutting the ones that are worth keeping, I assume.
Yep, that's basically it.
Any ammunition for the storm bolters that's intact?
Whatever you want to carry with you, as long as you, pry open some of these vehicles. There's enough.
I'm essentially I figure we just take the extra clips for the ones that were from the tanks that we're actually opening up.
Yeah, there's a lot, like more than can fit in your tank. So
How much can fit in our tank?
a good 300,000 or so, probably.
I
I mean, without having anybody else in there or any other ammo.
think we just make our bolter shells just take another 4,000 to roughly make it equivalent to our heavy bolter ammunition, and we're good forever. We're just good forever.
Okay.
Now, one last question. Point me to the most intact tank with a heavy flamer installed in the turret that you can see around here.
There's a couple. Yeah, there's a couple. They're around. There was a lot more storm bolters than there was the flame tanks, but
We just need the one to install into
there's-
our tank.
yeah, there's like a good 6 or so vehicles with a heavy flamer on them. There appears to be the remnants of a couple of those Hellfire ones, but apparently they each blew up, along with a lot of the stuff nearby.
How long does it take to rip each of these guns out?
Well, if Jeff does it, it will take like maybe a minute at worst.
I assume the heavy flamer is a bit fiddlier to get out.
Oh, yeah, it is a little bit more fiddly. It takes him a minute and 10 seconds.
I assume the heavy flavor is just normal quality, right?
Yeah, there's no real good qualities or anything around there for those.
So yeah,
Apparently, they tend to blow up, so there's not too many.
I'm gonna just assume that. Can we? How much room do the fuel canisters for those take? Assuming we should just take like 4 or 5 of those and just that should be enough, right?
Da, 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 da. Yeah, you that should probably be plenty. Yeah, you could really do a good 6 or 7 without too big of an issue.
So let's say 6. Other than that, I don't think there's anything we need specifically other than just general looking around for anything that looks shiny.
I'm going to be looking if any of the battalion is left alive. That's my main priority.
Which was actually part of what those searches were from earlier.
Yeah, I failed completely.
Yep. So I think Jack was the only one that got anything off that. Ooh, that means I get to reward Jack with something. Cool. Got really good on that too. Goes about trying to figure out what was going on, happening, and okay. That'd be hilarious, but no. Sorry, I'm just trying to find something for you, Jack, real quick. Alright, go ahead and do that. It's not a bad thing. Don't think you'd like it too much in some ways, but
Go on.
5 people enough to ride in 2 tanks? Should we try and take a second tank?
if they can drive it,
We can just have a second person driving it.
We have 3 drivers at this point. We could take 3 tanks.
Yeah.
this is true. You could take 3 tanks. What's good here? Definitely not the melee weapons. Well then, I suppose that you. How many successes in total was that?
4 on Jackalor's
4
original
successes?
perception.
Alright. So with a total of 4, I will go ahead and let him find. Yeah, why don't we go along with this? He's going to end up with a very nice. Yeah, he finds a missile launcher.
Holy fuck. Is there ammo for it?
You can find some around there. Looks like there's several.
Oh, the
Nice.
dilemma. Do we install a coaxial flamer or a coaxial missile launcher?
Every time.
Yep. With you searching around, you see several frag missiles. You can get about 6 of those, and like 2 crack missiles.
Ooh, what are the stats on those?
Frag is a 2d10 with a blast of 4. Oh, wait, no. It has a blast of 6, and it also has a pen of 4.
I think you need heavy launcher skill to use it, though.
I can pick that up.
Probably do. Yep. Besides that, the crack missiles have a blast of 1, but do 3d10 plus 10 with 10 pen.
That can hurt a tank. I mean, if we install it in the tank as a coaxial thing, then... Can we fire that at the same time as the main cannon for free, or does it have to be a separate action?
It's to fire at the same time for free when it's on coaxial. It'll take some finagling to engineer that, but it could be done.
I mean, Alpha Strike Jackalor. If it ever goes really bad for us.
So that's heavy weapon training launcher, right?
Yes, that would be correct.
Yeah, I can pick it up for 200. Can you add it to the inventory, Chris?
You can't.
No, I'm just asking you to add it because I don't want to add it at the same time as you're adding it.
I'm not adding anything right now, go ahead.
Okay. So you said 6 frag nades to crack?
It's not nades, it's missiles.
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 They are missiles. Yep.
Can I... While I'm assuming they're getting a tank ready for themselves and gathering provision, just take a look around the battlefield and try to figure out with logic if the servitors were just suicidally pushing towards where the guardsmen were kept. Because I have a feeling they were trying to just get to the Imperial forces here. Any penalties or...
Nope.
Just straight roll?
Yep.
Nope.
Did you forget your plus 20, or did you grab that?
I added my plus 30 for the implants I have. They have a bunch of different ones.
You know what? Because of how specific your question was there, and for a couple of reasons, give me it again at plus 20 again.
So on top of my implants.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Because you apparently had that suspicion and was very specific about the question, yes, it does appear that the servitors were basically suicide charging through the tribals to kill the Imperial Guardsmen.
Are there any obvious differences in the modes, in how they're dressed? Any conspicuous Aquillas on the Imperial Guardsmen that aren't on the tribals, etc.?
Yes, there's several.
Everyone cover your fucking Aquillas. We need to cover it up on the front of the tank too. That's how they pick their targets. I assume.
I looked at myself. See no Aquillas. Huh, I'm fine.
You're in a tank. That, I assume, has one?
Yes, the tank totally did have a couple of big ones.
For fuck's sake! This is so retarded!
This may have been why they decided to immediately fire upon you.
Jeff, we cannot deface the Aquila. What are our options for covering it up?
We could try to put some layer of, I don't know, some cloth or something. Maybe put removable plates above the Aquila that can later be removed.
On a swivel. We pull a lever, reveal the Aquila, and fire. I like it. Surprise, motherfucker!
In truth, we were Imperial Guardsmen all along.
Can you imagine it just casually driving by, the tank next to you just hatches open, Aquila's push out, it turns on you.
Alright. So, just so I can tell what's going on next time, just tell me real quick, high or low for the next, like, 2 or 3 luck rolls.
Demi, Bacon, thoughts?
Low.
Let's go high.
That's not helping.
So, high is good?
I say we let Demi pick the first one and Bacon picks the last two.
Okay, so,
First one,
Demi?
high is good.
okay.
I feel a good gut feeling.
So, who's next?
Me. Both are low. Low is good.
Alright. And you, Chris?
Oh no, Bacon gets the last one as well.
Oh, he gets 2. Okay. So both low is good on both?
Yep.
Okay. I will reveal what I rolled earlier so that you see how this ended up going. And maybe dread what's going to come.
Interesting.
This low is good, right?
Nope, he didn't. High was good.
Spend half an hour in this battlefield, right? Or like an hour in this battlefield, searching through.
You're probably
getting...
going to spend a couple of hours to do all the searching and talking and everything. To get a good idea of what's going on.
At some point, Jeff is gonna start covering up the quills as well. I think we're getting that ablative armor after all, at least on a couple of very specific patches.
That won't be ablative armor. Ablative armor is getting some serious pieces on there.
Yeah.
You're just kind of covering. So.
You know, given how stupid these servitors are, it's so fucking retarded, but they really might just be looking for Aquillas and firing.
There might be a reason for that at this moment.
It's so fucking dumb. This is beyond stupid.
I mean, the plan is foolproof. Who covered the Aquila?
Jesus Christ.
Only a heretic!
If ever I was tempted to pick up Flagellant for in-character reasons, this decision right here is it. Not burning Malphite, not consorting with the here. This right here. Oh Christ, I think I at some point had the wings of an eagle just etched into the sides of the eagle's wings. It might be perceived as an Aquila Demi. You can never use it on this planet.
God bless.
Oh fuck.
Alright, so this will be the end of the session. You guys will have a little bit of time if you want to continue talking to some of the tribals next time. But mainly I'll be going on to the next parts.
How much further did we move, Epic? on the world map.
You moved a total of up to here.
Ah. So like half a
Little bit
day's
further.
travel.
Yep, about there. Before you met the battlefield with a lot of stuff in it.
I
We got some
figure,
nice loot though.
given that we've been here for a couple of hours, in character, since we don't know what's coming, it makes sense to stay until nightfall and then move to a safer spot under cover of night and spend the night not too far from there. Just finish searching through it.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Because, you know, maybe the officers had bolt sidearms. They might have. Dracula might end up being really happy.
Could be.
I just want
All
my
right,
two
so-
best quality bolt pistols, okay?
Yep, I think the session went pretty well. You guys can gain one fate use back, and 700 XP to split among yourselves.
Ugh, uneven. Disgusting.
700 total?
Yep.
Okay.
Want to give me 200 so I can pick up a heavy weapon training launcher?
I'm okay with that, but I think we need to think carefully whether we want to put that in the tank or whether we want to, you know, put that on you. Because we now have two good options for... Oh my fucking... Probably can't put a heavy flamer on top of the tank.
Have you tried?
No, but... I mean, we probably can, but not easily, because that's essentially sized for a basic weapon, not a heavy one.
I mean, I can pick up heavy weapon training flamer as well, so...
Might be better. It's a lot of servitors, and fire does eventually take them down. What book would even have the heavy flamer in it? Because I think the core only has the hand flamer and basic flamer.
Flamer, yeah.
Flames. There. Yeah, it's an
I guess
Inquisition.
only more.
2d10
Oh.
plus 4, pen of 4, flip up
2d10
10.
plus 4. That's actually
That's nice.
kind of good.
Has a 30 meter range, and with a flame, that means that it goes out in a cone.
And it doesn't give a fuck about hitting.
Jack,
Just
Lord, you have
flame
a card on for dragons, right? Want to be a dragon?
it. Wait, isn't your name literally Green Dragon?
Yeah, but I'm a wimpy priest, and I don't want to
Well, the flames
burn
of
people.
flames of the
That's...
Inquisition.
But that's so fucking cliche. Just...
Hey, at least does it purge heretics? Yes or no?
I mean,
I'm not really a
that-
purgy kind of priest. Though I do think I have the most actual things for buffing flamers even further as a priest.
Holy flame.
I have like cleanse and purify and other fun things. Cleanse and purify. Let's look that up. What does that do?
It does fun things.
Penalty to avoid being hit by your flamer attacks, so it's harder to dodge.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know, it's... You know, considering how tough that fight is, I was really hoping for more than one fate point back. But
Sorry. The only reason you even really went in with it was that you wanted a tank.
that's the reason why we went in to try and capture it.
Yes. If you just destroyed it, it would have been pretty easy. So you got extra points for it, but that wasn't supposed to be a hard battle at all.
On TXP, I can go with just 100. So I don't have anything too important to pick.
We can just save it up for a couple of sessions. At this point, unless someone has something really good to get. Why don't we do what we do on occasion, just try to list what we have that could be good in the immediate future, and then we can see if there's whether we want to split semi-evenly or, you know,
But
be more
that's
focused
the-
about it.
I don't even know what I have that is good.
Epic, what about Magnus? How does he advance if he does at all?
I'm just going to kind of freeze him as a static NPC. He'll be able to be a heal bot and help out with some things, but not really going to advance. Don't want to bother with that much work into NPC'd characters.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I really don't know. I wouldn't really bother with a heavy flamer unless it was really cheap for me because I already have plenty of heavy gear on me. I'm not sure I even have the skill for heavy flamers on the list.
Might not. So, quick, Bacon, which path did you take for Tech Priest?
MacDeacon, I think? MacDeacon.
Make sure. Okay, make sure you do know which one. So, Mech Deacon right now. Unblessing's pretty decent. He could also take heavy weapon training launcher.
Yeah, I could take
Actually,
it.
no, I do have a heavy weapon training flame, it's just 200.
Could also take auto Sanjuan.
He already has
Yeah,
that.
already.
Yep, I think he already took demolition plus 20 and evaluate plus 20.
I don't think I have evaluate. I think I took it read more read than evaluate. Yeah, I need to take the evaluate.
In that case, let's go over here. Check.
Yeah, this seems like a lot of... We just need to figure out what is good for us, honestly, because there's a lot of stuff.
Yep, there's a lot.
Okay, well, I'm gonna end the recording in the stream here. Thank you everyone for joining us. We're gonna see you, well, sometime later.